And you also touched on the border. You would be representing a border state and a border district. So how would you work in Congress to secure the border and decrease the flow of fentanyl into the country?
Well, it is a real problem on the border. It's a crisis. We have had large numbers of migrants coming to the southern border that have really, the numbers have been so large that it's overwhelmed law enforcement. We have a real problem with drug smuggling and human trafficking. The numbers are really concerning. I've been to many events just in the past couple weeks on the human trafficking problem. We need solutions. We don't need more photo ops. And yet, that's what my opponent has been doing. We keep on having these politicians who go off to Washington and then they come back with their colleagues and do photo ops at the border. That's not fixing anything. That bipartisan deal, negotiated by one of the most conservative members of the Senate, Senator Langford, an independent, our own Kirsten Sinema, and a Democrat. And it was endorsed by the Border Patrol Union, and yet would have been one that President Biden would have signed. It would have brought money and resources for boots on the ground, for more security, for fentanyl detection machinery in our ports of entry, which we know that's where the fentanyl is coming across. Half of the fentanyl in the United States is coming across the Arizona border. And so we need to stop it, not just scanning one truck out of 20, but scanning every truck. And we need to have those asylum officers. That's another thing that bipartisan deal would have done. So I would have embraced that bipartisan deal. Amazing that that was able to come together on such a difficult, divisive issue across the country, and such an important one, especially to this border district. One that, my opponent talks about a lot of the problems at the border, and yet he had the opportunity to support that, and he rejected it. He rejected it right after Trump told him to. Let's keep this a crisis. We don't want to keep this a crisis. We want solutions on the border.